Do you want to know about the Giraffe Pro camera and Giraffe Content Studio onboarding process before you get started with Giraffe360? Stay tuned. Hi all, I am the digital twin of Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum. You're watching a special edition of the WGAN TV podcast for digital twin creators shaping the future of real estate today. We have a great how-to episode for you. Our WGAN TV podcast guest host is Tom Sparks, founder and CEO of Scan Your Space, a division of Sparks Media Group. In this training episode, Giraffe Pro Camera and Giraffe360 Content Studio training for real estate photographers, Tom talks with Giraffe360 Customer Success Manager Samuel Kakar. Also, Giraffe360 has a special offer for real estate photographers. Try the Giraffe360 Pro Camera risk-free for 60 days. Just $123 per month for 2 months with no long-term commitment. Scan up to 10 complete property listings at no additional charge, and the test drive includes all add-ons such as blue sky replacement. For full details and to order, visit wgan.info/giraffe360-pro.
Hey everybody, Tom Sparks with Sparks Media Group. In the following video, I had a nice conversation with Sam Kakar, who's a product manager at Giraffe360. This call was set up ahead of me receiving the Giraffe360 Pro Cam. So when you order a Pro Cam, you have an onboarding call, and they kind of give you a little bit of a training on, the differences between the Pro Cam or the Go Cam. And if you haven't used the Go Cam, then they're going to talk to you about the Pro Cam and how to maximize its ability. So this is a call that I had with Sam today, and I wanted to put it out there for everybody to see if you're interested in purchasing the Giraffe360 Pro Cam. Enjoy.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all.
Cool.
Cool. All right, so I got the recording starting here. My name's Sam, by the way. I'm an account manager. I'm going to help you through onboarding today. I'm also going to be here throughout your whole journey. You have any questions about tech support all the way to billing, feel free to bring it to me. We do have a tech support team as well as a billing team, which you can reach out to. However, I'm pretty much a great liaison between the two. So feel free to reach out to me. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. I'm going to pull up a slideshow now, and we're just going to go over the pretty much the Pro Cam basics. And what it is the day-to-day use with the camera itself. Now we'll try to touch base with the dashboard a bit. I just know both ends have a lot of bells and whistles. All really straightforward, but there's definitely some things we could talk about and spend time on. So what I would like to do is I'm going to pull up a slideshow right now. We're going to go over the day-to-day use. And then once did you receive your beta camera yet?
No, she said it would be here sometime this week. So
okay. All right, no worries. That's fine as long as it's within the week. I usually like doing training at least close to when your shipment reaches.
Yeah.
But once your camera reaches, take it out, obviously, and go complete at least one test project. We give you 2 free test projects when you first sign up. So yeah, if you can complete at least one and then set up a secondary meeting. So what I'm going to do is send you an email after the call with a bunch of walkthrough videos, which we're pretty much going over most of that. But those walkthrough videos will be a great reference. At the end of that email as well is my calendar, where you can set up a second meeting where we can go over the dashboard and your experience with the test project.
Okay.
All right, cool. I know it was a mouthful. Any questions on that?
No. It's all straightforward.
Great. Give me 1 second. I have this up. I have it up. There we go. Can you see my screen?
I can, yeah.
Awesome, great. Cool. All right. Any questions at all before I get into it then?
No.
Cool. All right. So I'm just gonna skip over to what comes in the packaging. So you'll receive the camera, the tripod, and a carrying case. All right. Here I like to highlight the tripod. You will notice that there are clips on the legs, which we do recommend extending. But there's also a charging port and a power button at the bottom. Okay. The reason why there's a power button is because the tripod itself is motorized. It goes up and down in order to collect lower data points, higher data points, in order to create that drone footage.
Okay.
So when you first pull the tripod out, put the camera on it, and then turn the tripod on, as well as turn the camera on. Turning both camera and tripod turns on just simply by pressing and holding the power buttons for about 4 to 7 seconds.
Okay.
Once those turn on, you're going to go to, let me see if I have it here. Yeah. To the options menu on the top left, and you're going to look for a Bluetooth menu, okay, which is going to allow you to connect the tripod. It's actually the tripod menu, sorry.
Okay.
You're going to click there, and then the only tripod in the vicinity will likely be that single one that you have. So it should pop up, no problem. You click on that, it'll connect, okay? At that point, you can take a look at your home screen. There's going to be a couple things here that will look almost exactly the same. The only difference is you shouldn't see any Wi-Fi icon, as Wi-Fi has to be manually enabled through the options menu.
Okay.
Now, you do not need Wi-Fi where you're out on any project. You only need Wi-Fi when you're back at home base uploading those projects.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. And then you have your gallery button. Your gallery button has 2 functions. Function A, it is keeping count of the amount of scans as well as the amount of photos you're doing at each project. Okay. The reason why it's keeping count is because you're given 100 scans and 50 photos per project. If you were to go over either one of those, let's say over 100 scans or over 50 photos, it would then count as 2 properties for that single project.
Understood.
Or 2 projects for that single property, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, under the gallery, you do have the option to review your photos and your scans. So if anything was a duplicate or if anything just didn't come out right, I recommend reviewing this before shutting the camera off. As once you turn the camera off, the file gets compressed and then the gallery gets reset back down to 0. So you won't be able to view it again until it's uploaded to the dashboard.
Okay.
But once it's uploaded, you cannot delete anything. So anything you upload is what you're keeping. Okay. Sorry, you had a question? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I might. So what in the instance if the battery dies on the camera?
Great question. So on the dashboard, you have the ability to merge projects together. So if the battery dies, simply plug it in, let it charge. Now on the camera itself or on the tripod itself, you actually have a secondary charging place, like a charging port. So that way, if you're on the go, you can charge the camera while completing a project. So you can get a battery pack from Best Buy. You can plug it directly into the wall. I recommend the battery pack. I think it's a great idea. Just that way.
Does that port charge the camera or the tripod or both?
This will charge the camera. The bottom here will charge the. The bottom here will charge the tripod. Yes.
Okay, and then the top one charges the camera.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
So you'll find 2 charging ports that charge the camera. One will be on the camera itself, and then one will be in the on the tripod. And this one is solely just meant for if you're using the camera, then at least it'll charge it in that.
Yeah.
Okay. It is also a fast charger, so 20 minutes will bring you up to like 30-40%. That's after that is where it kind of slows down a bit, and it'll take, because it usually takes about an hour and a half to charge to 100 the camera.
Okay.
The tripod, I'm not actually totally aware how long I can only expect it to take about the same time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Hour and a half to charge to 100. It'll last you about 3 to 5 hours. 3 to 5 hours could be 3 properties. It could be 5 properties. It all depends on the size and the amount of scans you're using there. Now, 100 scans, by the way, which we're going to go a little bit more in depth with. I don't necessarily think everyone's going to be using all 100 scans. The reason why we give 100 scans is because you need more or a lot of scans in one space in order for it to create that drone video. Otherwise, even a single scan will create your virtual tour as well as get you a floor plan. So it really depends on what you're looking for for that property specifically. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool. Let me make sure there's nothing else here before. Any questions on the home screen, on the tripod at all?
No, I was surprised. It looks very similar to the same form factor of the GoCam.
Yes. Yeah. Have you got a chance to use the GoCam at all?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, great. Even better. Then it's going to be a lot easier to kind of go through. I'm looking at your guys' account right now. Yeah.
It looks very, is it the same size and everything, or is it slightly different, or?
Yeah, I mean, everything's the same except it's like a midnight blue for the color. But aside from that, it's the same size. You can interchange the carrying case if need be.
Nice.
Yeah, really the only real difference is the LiDAR itself is completely different now.
Yeah,
It's been upgraded. It just collects more data points.
sure.
I feel like we've already been so accurate with the floor plans, so I don't think you'll notice any difference with floor plans, but it allows us to create that video footage
Yeah, yeah.
with that LiDAR, yeah. And of course, the only other difference is that tripod. Yeah.
That's a good testament to Giraffe. If you released a second product and kept it the same form factor of the first, because a lot of
Yeah.
companies will try to change things up, and so it's a good testament to how well the first one was designed.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's a really great point. I do at times feel like, oh, we could try to make it sleeker and things like that, but when it comes
Oh,
to it's this LiDAR really, like it is it's fat. It's hard to make anything even sleeker than it already is, right?
yeah, yeah,
And then being able to, because most other cameras now require you to carry like a tablet or a phone or something, and
yep.
we're
I
trying
know.
our best to give everyone the opportunity just not to have to do that, and it's
Yeah,
all here.
yeah,
So if we made it any thinner or smaller, it would have been difficult for the screen size, right? So,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
But yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Great point, honestly.
yeah,
Yeah. Cool. So something that I should have brought up for the tripod. I'm glad we stopped by the slide. The tripod does a auto height adjustment. So when it is going out for a scan and whatnot, you will start seeing it move up and down. Do not worry about that camera. It is just adjusting for itself slash also scanning the room.
okay,
Okay. There will be a button for photos that will have that tripod icon that will allow you to change the height from 1 through 6. Generally, we say stay around 2 to 4. That'll be your medium waist level height.
yeah,
But otherwise, feel free to take a photo at any height you like. Yeah,
okay,
yeah, and we'll go over that a little bit more as well. Preparing the property for capture, I think you already know this. Take down any sensitive content, remove any family photos, diplomas, certificates, anything sensitive like that, even if the credit cards are out or something.
yeah,
Now, if the camera were to catch that, and I know you're probably aware of this already, the AI adds a blur over anything deemed sensitive, right?
okay,
Now you can adjust those blurs online. You can on the dashboard. You can make them smaller, bigger, delete them, or add new ones. Uh, Otherwise, we do have an object removal tool for both virtual tour and photos, which allow you to remove minor objects. I have seen people use it on like beds and couches. 99% of the time, it doesn't work out in their favor, but
yeah.
uh, I have seen miracles occur, and it worked really well for someone. And I wouldn't recommend it, but I would say, you know what, if you want to give it a go one day, go for it.
Somebody's feature request coming soon.
Yeah, yeah. But otherwise, I would recommend just sticking to minor objects like small cups or cleaning supplies or small.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, stage the property exactly how you want it to look for your photos and scans, as we don't do any sort of virtual staging. As you stage it is exactly how it's going to look.
yep,
Yeah. Also, turn on all ceiling lights to high, open up all curtains and blinds, bring as much natural lighting as possible.
okay,
The brighter the room, the more efficient the camera will operate.
yeah,
Uh, Now, I say that, but I've also, from my own experience, uh, I don't think you really need ceiling heights turn on even at all, or ceiling lights turned on at all, as long as you have a space with good natural lighting.
yeah,
If the space has even like two or three windows in there and large enough windows, uh, as long as you're opening up the curtains and blinds, I don't think you really need any inside lighting at all. And that's just because the camera's taking so many different brackets
yeah.
when it's doing the scan. I think it does a phenomenal job of changing the exposure. So the
Yeah,
only, yeah, sorry,
I was
please.
gonna say we did one the other day where it was a garage we were capturing, and there was no lighting in the garage except for a little window on the door, and
Okay.
it took a little longer time to capture there, I think, but
Yes.
we got it and it looks great, and yeah,
Yeah. And that was exactly what I was going to end that point with, is it likely will end up taking longer. The
yeah,
darker the room, the longer it takes, but don't be worried if you're ever in a space where it's like, oh wait, I have no lights in here.
yeah,
So yeah, like a garage space, for example, or a basement sometimes even has minor lights, or attics. Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Cool. Mirrors, if you didn't already know, the camera removes itself, or the AI removes the camera from any and all reflections. It will not remove a person, though. It will set a blur over that person's face.
Okay.
So simply set the timers up, get out of the way. Yeah, very good. Other than that, garage spaces, I'm sure you're aware, removing the vehicle is the most suggested way of scanning a garage. Otherwise, you can leave it in there. The only reason why we suggest to remove the vehicle is because this top piece, the LiDAR, is what's continuously spinning and collecting the data for the floor plan.
Yeah.
If a vehicle is taller than the camera, it could interfere with that data collection.
Yeah,
So
sure.
removing the vehicle or simply taking 2 scans on each side of the vehicle will solve that issue.
Yep. Okay.
Very good. Any questions or anything else so far?
No.
Okay. Now here's where like the real difference lies within the GoCam and the ProCam. Now in the GoCam, I'm sure you might be used to just completing a single scan in a room and then moving to the next room. Maybe occasionally doing an extra, I like to call it a customer experience scan, where if you add an extra scan, that customer can stand in there where you scanned in the virtual tour, right?
Yep.
So it gives them a bit more of an immersive experience when you scan more, right? Otherwise, for the ProCam, you need to scan more. It's not just for the customer, it's also for your drone footage. Now, this might be a little overkill, as I've been seeing some of our earlier betas doing a little bit less scans than this and still getting great quality video footage. But for the utmost top experience video, this is what our developers suggest. Once every 7 feet or 5 to 6.5 feet, they say, in radius. So much like many other cameras, for example, the Matterport I know goes 7 to 14 feet out. I don't know if you've ever used, or if that's something you're.
Since you brought it up,
yeah,
and I'll send you a link to my YouTube channel because I have hundreds of videos out there about how to scan. And with other technologies, like you mentioned, I typically do like every 3 to 5 feet if I'm in a house.
Okay.
With and it was interesting when I got the GoCam, you know, Amy and Sammy, they're like, no, just one scan. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So the last house I did, you'll see I did like 3. I did once on the inside of the doorway to the bedroom, once somewhere towards the center of the room, and then once halfway in and out of the closet, just to capture the closet space. And then I'll typically hide that closet scan. But that's so the methodology I have is the other technologies where it's like scan more. So switching back, I think, will be a little easier for me anyway, because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah,
like, I was like, no, don't put it in there, scan it.
Yeah, I tell you, like even that doorway scan isn't a necessity, but I also get that maybe you don't want your customer in the virtual tour to be jumping from one like completely. So doing that path also, we recommend that as well, because you want to give a good experience at the end of the day, right? So but yes, we definitely recommend a path, but not necessarily like step.
Sure.
But now we do. So with the ProCam, in order to get that video footage, and that's solely if you only want the video footage. If you just want to stick to a virtual tour, you can go back to the GoCam the way you're using the GoCam. You can use the ProCam that way as well. But if you want that drone footage or the cinematic footage, then we suggest going once every 7 feet in radius. Now, this example here, I still feel like it's overkill. So, like, even if you were to have skipped, let's say 1, 2, these 2 scans, you would still get a nice little fly through. You know what I mean? But right now, what this would do would kind of give it a nice, fly through everything, slower, a little bit more smoother, less turns, or less harsher turns, I would say. Otherwise, the only other thing that I want to make sure that we're aware of is when we're asking for more scans, we're asking for more corner scans, so around the room. So I wouldn't say just go willy-nilly and go left, right, but actually, try to get the whole perimeter of that space.
So let me ask you, when we're photographing homes, we tend to do the corners.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if this is going to be a feature request or not, but is there a way that we can extract the wonderful still photos from the scans so that we're not having to do 2 passes around the house?
Yeah, yeah,
One
that's
with photos and one with the scans?
yes, you 100% can do that. You can do that now with the GoCam as well. It's
Okay.
called our snapshot feature.
Okay.
That's a really great idea, by the way. It's something that I should be suggesting more now. With the ProCam, knowing that it takes longer, at least they'll be able to save time with the photos.
Yeah.
The only reason why I wouldn't suggest going with snapshot immediately is because I'm just going to show you. Now, when you are, I know I'm going to rush kind of through it. I'll show
Yeah,
you
that's fine.
exactly how to do snapshots. But when you are using this feature, it doesn't necessarily save the image directly into your dashboard. It'll save it into your computer.
No, that's
Meaning,
fine.
fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Then, aside from that, then yeah, it's really great. It's a great product. It's a great.
Is it the same quality as if we were doing a still photo capture?
Yeah, yeah, it's exactly the same quality though. So the only down parts is it doesn't save into your dashboard, so you're losing like that organization,
Yeah.
moving your computer. B, on the dashboard, you have these adjustments that are available to you. You won't be able to use those adjustments towards these images.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can bring it to like Photoshop or like, Lightroom or things like that. If you're familiar and you're good at it, then great, but otherwise, as you take it is exactly how it is, which I still think is phenomenal.
Feature request coming soon.
Yeah, fair enough.
Run
But
that
yeah,
up.
I still think the lighting is really nice. It doesn't overtake too much, and yeah, I still think it's great.
No, so I was just thinking, we do every corner anyway, and what I found with the Go camera is I was doing one pass for the scan, and then I was going back, lowering the tripod, doing another pass for the photos. If this is capturing,
definitely.
Yeah, okay, and then we're doing all the corners. Yeah, got it.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, but like the real difference is though, like you wouldn't take for a ProCam scan, you wouldn't take it all the way into the deep corner, but in the corner vicinity. But yes, you're still in this corner, which should still give you a pretty decent photo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's a great point and a great way to save time for sure. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm trying to figure out any differences between Go and Pro. Yeah, make sure, and I think this is actually the same. Just make sure everything is frozen in time, pretty much, where you're not changing any bit of the property from one scan to the next.
Yeah.
Because if you do that in the video, you may have a ghost. Like, let's say there's doors closed in this scan and then open in the next scan. It's going to leave like half a door there, and the other half.
Yeah, I was going to say we kick all agents and homeowners out of the house before we go in, just because they tend to want to move plants around or move towels around, and
okay,
it's like get out.
But perfect.
Speaking to a situation, I just came upon it recently where, to get into the garage, like I would typically scan the house and I have to scan the garage for the floor plan, but I don't necessarily want that on the tour. So in the laundry room that's connected to the garage, I'll do a scan with the garage door closed, and then I'll do another scan with the garage door open, and then make my way into the garage, and then I'll just hide all those scans.
Sure.
In the situation where you're saying you don't want to change things, how do you handle that? Do you have to show the garage, or what's the...
Yeah, you would want the garage door open, and really the thought process behind it is, imagine you were actually flying a drone through it.
Yeah. You're gonna need it open anyway.
You're gonna need it open in order for it to fly through. Otherwise, it would just slam into the wall.
Good point.
So, but now, if you really want it to be open and closed, you can still omit those scans. So regardless, if you're omitting the one with the garage in it, it's not going to go in there, and the door can remain closed.
Yeah.
So
I guess if I was doing an FPV drone through a house, I wouldn't necessarily show the garage anyway. So
right. So you're going to omit the scan with the door open anyway.
Yeah.
The door closes the scan that's going to be used. So you actually brought up a really great point. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, and we'll come back to this bit of a difference. I'm just trying to find where'd it go. Right here. Perfect. So on your dashboard, you will find that there's two new options. You have a cinematic video and a video drone video, or virtual drone video. Yeah. These will not automatically be generated. They'll pop up saying generate now, or generation request, something like that.
Okay.
The reason why it doesn't automatically come yet is because it is waiting for you to submit any omissions you don't want from the virtual tour, because that's what it uses in order to create your video. So the point you made about the garage, if we're omitting those garage spaces, we have nothing to worry about then, right? Or the closet spaces or things like that. After you omit them, you can then click generate, and then it'll generate those videos based off of the scans you kept, not the scans that were hidden. Yeah.
Does it take into account? So we want to make sure we blur everything, we object remove everything before we hit that button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great question. Object removal, I'm not totally aware of yet. I got to double check that.
Okay. Okay.
In terms of blurs, yes,
Got
it'll do all that. It'll keep that again. I don't actually would assume it's also going to keep the object removal in account, but I have to find out for sure. I'm not.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, great question. Cool. All right. Yeah. So besides that, another difference that you'll find in the camera itself is the scan view. Now, we do this because, well, let's go over what it is first, and then I'll explain why we changed this. So when you click on the scan button, it'll bring you to this almost like this interactive 3D floor plan. So really, this is what the LiDAR sees when it's mapping the property. Now, all you have to do here is make sure you're on the correct floor. Okay, on your ground floor, first floor, so on and so forth. Great, you're on the right floor. You click scan. Now it's going to be the same exact process. You have anywhere from 5 to 20 seconds. Default is 10 seconds, but on the options menu here, you'll find something called scan timer, which allows you to reduce it down to 5 seconds or bring it all the way up to 20 seconds.
Nice.
Which might be good for like outdoor skins and stuff. The 20 seconds.
Yeah. Right? When you're out of shape and have to run around a corner, and
I've seen it one too many times. People hiding on the in the grass or something like that. Yeah.
Dive behind a couch.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, you feel free to hide behind furniture. That's easy enough, right? But yeah.
Can I ask you a question about the scan view that it kind of brought up?
Yeah, of course.
Other technologies, how I would scan multi-levels is the first floor I would scan, and then if I have to get to the second floor, I'll scan up the stairs until I get to right before the second floor, and all those stair scans I include on the first level.
Okay.
And then I start a new floor, second floor, where I scan at the top of the stairs and then the whole second floor. Is that a similar process with the pro camera, or
yes and no? As right now for staircases, we recommend just scanning at the very top and the very bottom of the staircase. Thank you for bringing that up. We don't necessarily ask you to scan the bit of the staircase whatsoever. The only time I suggest, and that's specifically me, because I've just seen it a couple times within the States, well, I suggest scanning the landing on a staircase. Is it
like 15 landings?
Exactly. If it's like a U-shaped staircase, it goes up, landing goes back up the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Yes. Or layered landings or things like that. Yeah.
So if that area was a landing in this floor plan, would you make that on the first floor?
That's another great question. Yeah, I think I would, because and you know what, the camera also is tracking, so it's helping you. If you put something on the first floor, and when it tracks it, if it looks off, it's likely because it needs to be moved to the second floor, which you can do very easily off of the alignment setting. I'm going to show you that in a second. But otherwise, yeah, I think that makes sense for it to stay on the first floor or the ground floor, or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. So now, before we even get to aligning it or realigning a scan, you choose the floor that you feel that it should be on. You click scan. It'll give you that 10 to 20 seconds to get out of the way. You move out of the way, the camera does its scan. Now, GoCam users are used to scans that can take anywhere from 30 seconds to 90 seconds. It's now moved up to like 60 seconds to 2 minutes.
2 minutes. That's like watching the Titanic.
Yeah, I'm sure.
On YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's definitely going to feel a lot longer.
Okay.
And the reason for this is it's taking 3 times as many scans now.
Yeah.
It's taking that middle scan that everyone's used to, but also it's going to take a scan that's way higher up and way lower down.
Sure.
And that's just to be able to get every viewpoint for that drone footage. And that drone footage we'll watch again before I let you go.
Okay.
It literally goes up and down like a wave, and
Nice.
that's how it takes it. But yeah, I know it's going to take much longer. So this is why we actually try to tell people that, and it is an upgrade, but it also isn't an upgrade. The ProCam, it's just a completely separate product. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's more for media companies trying to look create videos, save themselves from holding so much camera equipment and things like that. Uh, as
Well,
opposed to, yeah, sorry, you're gonna say something?
no, no, no. I'm sorry. I was just going to say I'll
I know.
share a story with you. I
Oh yeah.
have horrible motion sickness, and so I purchased 2 or 3 different FPV drones,
Mm,
and spent probably a couple thousand on them, and flew them a total of 1 time. One of them I hadn't even opened, and it just sat for a year.
fair enough.
Because wearing the goggles and trying to fly,
Yeah, kind of give you
I'm
some.
gonna end up throwing up on some brand new carpet.
Oh,
Uh,
that's rough.
so this is huge for me because I could use it, and we'll see the video here in a second, but not having to do that, capture that manually with an FPV drone and my goggles on, it
Yeah,
saves my stomach.
for sure. Yeah, I'm glad, and that's a really great selling point. I'm gonna put that one in my back pocket for sure.
Tom
But
throws up.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
But you know what? One thing, drones will still not be out of business because we can only create this video for interiors. It will not. You can scan outside, but it will not create that drone footage for outside. It
I have a
needs to
solution
be.
for that. I have a
Yeah,
30-foot painter's pole for painting.
yeah.
Put my camera on top of that, and I can walk around and
That's funny. Honestly, I wish it would work that easily.
yeah, I
The
know.
way
Yeah,
it actually creates that video is by using the lidar. So just like you're seeing these scan views, like these points in space. I don't know if you could tell how it's like pixelated. You know
yeah,
those little. So essentially, that's how the camera you creates the video. It takes a bit of the visualization, but it's the lidar, it's the data points
yeah,
that
yeah,
are creating the video. So outdoors, it can't collect data points the same way as it needs for walls in order to
yeah,
do
yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
That's why, yeah.
I
Honestly,
get that.
our goal is to be able to get outside to be able to create uh, visualizations like this outdoors. But at the moment, drones still have us beat there. So
Yep,
yeah.
fair
Yeah.
enough.
But honestly, it might not be a bad idea if it's really if it gets to the point where the lidar isn't the issue. We do have to figure out how we can get a camera that high up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well,
but
and you guys have a kind of a proprietary mount,
mhm,
so it wouldn't work for that anyway. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
was gonna say there's tall light stands and stuff like that, and but yeah, yeah, that's a feature request.
exactly. Fair
All of them on this call.
enough. That's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other questions before I kind of keep going, or comments, thoughts?
Nope. I had a conversation with Sammy the other day.
Yeah,
And that video I'll be dropping soon, but we were talking about holding the camera when you're walking from room to room,
yeah,
um, perfectly kind of upright, because sometimes I tend to like lean it if I'm trying to get around a door, and it's the Go
yeah,
Cam started yelling at me and was like, "Hey, keep me
yeah.
straight." And so
It doesn't like to be tilted at all.
yeah,
Yeah,
but similar. I'm assuming with the Pro Cam, don't
like,
tilt it when you're going from room to room too much, because it can throw
yeah.
off the alignment or the measuring with the lidar.
That's a really good point too. With the tracking, it's really interesting. So now we do not recommend switching from scan to photo. We would say do all your scans first, then do all your photos. You've mentioned before that that's what your normal
Yeah, yeah,
your
workflow.
go around is. But we do have a lot of users that, I'm already in one room. I'm gonna do a scan, then I'm gonna go take a photo.
Yeah,
Uh, it actually, when the tracking begins in a room or in a space, it's best for it to continue. If it takes a break, it actually has a harder time later on
okay,
tracking exactly where it is. It works still, but to work more efficiently, it actually, I would say, just scan through the entire property first and then take your photos. But yeah, moving the camera also messes up the lidar. Like if
yeah,
you were to hold it like slanted and stuff, so that would screw up the tracking as well, and it has to now realign, and it could come back looking maybe a little bit crooked or whatnot
yeah,
if after if you scan after kind of moving the camera around like that. So
sure.
yeah, yeah,
So
which is
don't carry it,
weird.
don't carry it like a fishing pole.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I would think, it shouldn't affect it at all, but it does.
Yeah.
I guess because it's moving it maybe a little, and then when it gets back into stationary position, it has to realign, and that
Yeah.
could take
Yeah.
longer as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. So once the scan is done, by the way, you're gonna get the same preview as what you're used to. Actually, it's gonna be that that panorama preview. You can just simply click done at this moment, and then it'll process it, and then it'll show you where it aligned it. It says number 18. We believe it's right here. Now you can, if anything needs to be changed, maybe it's crooked, or maybe it's in the wrong space completely, or anything that needs to be changed, you can simply click on it, and it'll show you these options to the right here, where you can see the full panorama view of your scan. You can change the floor, you can realign it, or you can delete it and completely start over. Okay. So I generally recommend clicking done always once you're done with the scan. Don't worry about it just yet. First, take a look at all of these before deleting anything, because you still have the opportunity to do so. You can check the panorama view at that moment right there. You can change the floor, all of that. So
Okay.
if you need to delete it, let's say it like pops up completely separate and it gives you a hard time realigning it, then sure, deleting it and completing a scan again would probably fix the issue. I haven't really had anyone have an issue realigning, but in the situation that you do, maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Any thoughts, comments, questions?
Nope.
Other than that, so in doing these scans and doing those extra scans throughout the property, using up all 100, it creates this sort of video. We call it G splat or Gaussian splat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Now it might be a little blurry on your end just because I am sharing my screen. So sorry for that, but
That's okay.
yeah, once you see it on your end, I'm excited to for you to see the quality that it comes out.
It is slightly degraded, which is totally understandable from sharing. Question would be, is it drone quality?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, from my end, this is really crystal clear.
Okay.
Now, drone quality, some people might think, oh, that's just more real. Like as you're looking here, you can, I don't know if you can really tell based off of just because it's really pixelated off. I know it is.
Yeah,
Someone
it is.
shared the screen for me before, and I've seen how it looks shared screen. So
Yeah.
but it almost gives this like animated feel to it as well,
Yeah.
where it was created by like AI animation, but it also does feel extremely real. So I'm excited for you to complete your first test project and for you to see how the video comes out on your end.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, where the current technology is with other systems,
Mhm.
how things are put together, how videos are put together from other 3D tours,
Yeah,
that looked night and day,
yeah.
in comparison. So it looked really good. I do have a question. Are we able to kind of set the fly path?
Uh, the flight path, yes, is based off of at the moment is based off of the path that you're scanning.
Okay, so 1,
Yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah. So this is why we also say, try to be very when you're going through your property, be very conscious on how you're going through it. Where are we going 1, 2, 3, 4? Following
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Okay. So feature request, be able to edit that path at some point.
Later on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
kind
see
of
why you
can.
want to lock it down, because you don't want to go from like entryway to primary bedroom and then back down. You can't do that, obviously.
So I
So
mean,
that
you can
does.
do the Go Cam at the moment, right? Like you can do that if you wanted to. Uh, Now it is our goal to do things the same way. So all that really needs to change actually is just the fact of the video editor, changing where things are placed. The thing is like with our normal video editor on the Go Cam, you can do that because it's not actually flying to the next space. It is just spinning and then moving and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
popping into the next space, as opposed to this, it has to transition into the next
From
space,
one
right?
room. Yeah. Yeah. Or
So
one.
that's the difficult part we have to try to figure out first
But
before.
even just in a room, maybe like being able to edit the
Mhm.
path in the room would be
That makes
useful
sense.
for that.
Yeah.
I like things where I can just hit a button and I get it back. I don't necessarily want to be able to do that, but I could see where some people who are
Yeah.
a little more finite with their controls, they may want to, instead of going left around a room, they may want to go right around the room, or
Yeah.
clockwise or counterclockwise.
No, I think that's a really great point, and I know for a fact it's something that our developers it's definitely on the top of their list.
Yeah,
At the moment, I think it was more of the fact of creating the video first. How plausible was it? How far could we really get? How long would it take us? So
yeah,
yeah, I think our goal right now is to get this as efficient as
sure,
possible,
sure.
and then try to see how we can edit it later on.
Okay.
And that's really just the path that we also took with the GoCam.
Yeah,
We just try to get the quality and everything as perfect as we could, and then give everyone the
add
opportunity
to
to
yeah. It's
yeah.
fantastic quality, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. You know, we've gone through a lot of trial and errors to get there, honestly, and a lot of people bad talking us and so on and so forth, which we
Yeah, no,
understand. It
as soon
happens.
as I saw it, which was maybe 2 years ago or so, I was just like blown away. I think you
That's
guys, did you have a version before the GoCam?
yes, yeah.
Even that version, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I actually cannot remember the name for it, but it started
Yeah,
with a P.
yeah,
But yes, I mean that one also took 2 to 3 minutes to complete a scan.
yeah,
So I feel like we did kind of take a step back, except the only reason why it's also taking longer here is because of the amount of scans you're
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
So yeah, very good. Other than that, we could take a look at the photos, capturing an image. Now, capturing an image has not changed at all. It's exactly the same thing. The only single difference is this new tripod icon that's in your preferences. So if you didn't already know, if these preferences do not pop up immediately when you go to the camera screen, you just click this gear button, they'll
Yep.
pop right. Okay. And one of the new ones, or the only new one, is this tripod icon. Now, what it's for is simply to change the height. You have heights 1 through 6. Change it to whatever height you want. Generally, we say 2 to 4 is where probably your best photo is going to be, as it's waist high.
Yeah.
But feel free to take a photo at any height. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Other than that, I mean, if you would like to, would you like me to go over kind of taking a still photo?
No, I think I'm
Okay.
okay on that. Yeah, yeah. I mentioned to Sammy a feature request.
Yeah.
Instead of doing a field of view with like the degrees, 110, 115, maybe have an option where we can convert it to a millimeter equivalent, which is what we use on our cameras anyway, like 14 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 16 millimeter.
Yeah.
Because I did one house recently, and I did the auto field of view, and it tended to crop it in, and I wasn't sure what kind of ratio that was. And then when I went to I think it was 100 degrees, it was more in line with what I would traditionally use, maybe at like a 14 millimeter.
Yeah.
So this was just kind of a nerd request that I had.
Not at all. I agree with it. I actually, first off, I'd never recommend using auto. I feel like it doesn't give you a chance to really understand what kind of photo you're taking, how large of a wide of a photo. So
Yeah.
I always feel like going towards those degrees is a way better way of getting better yourself,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a good idea. What was Sammy's thoughts, or what was his rebuttal back to that?
I hope he liked it. I think he liked it. Video will be coming out today, so I'll share a link with you.
Fair enough. Sounds good. Yeah, I think that's a phenomenal idea, actually. And only because I've been on one too many trainings where a user or a new client has been kind of confused by the degrees. Like, is it going to give us a fisheye effect or so on and so forth? Which usually, when you think of degrees, that's what you might be thinking about, because it's like angled, right? So you might be thinking,
Yeah.
oh, it might give me that fisheye effect. And when you think about millimeters, I think it's a lot more easier to understand. Oh, it's just the width of the photo and not an angle in which the photo
Yeah.
or view.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's easy enough to convert or use, Chat GPT to say what's 110 degrees in millimeter equivalent.
Yeah.
But for the photographers who are using it, I think it's relatable to say, okay, it's 12 millimeter, 16 millimeter, 14, 20, 24, whatever that is.
Yeah, no, good point. I wouldn't even consider. Would you consider the 115 to be 16 millimeters?
I think so. If I remember correctly, on the last house I did, I would say that the 100 degrees is roughly 14 millimeters, and then yeah, the you said 115 was probably
Yeah,
yeah
say
16.
115 should be the widest angle, as 100 should be the lowest, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right, you're right. So
Yeah.
whatever, yeah, yeah.
So like
So
100.
115 would be 14 millimeter.
Okay, really? Wow. I'm actually surprised. I thought it was smaller. I thought it'd be like 18 to 20 millimeters, but
No, no,
I've
and
recently gone into cameras, so that's why I'm
yeah. Well, you
unaware.
just gave me a new idea for a video. Is compare the field of
Yeah,
view degrees
please.
with a because I have a 12 to 24 lens, so I can dial
Compare
it
that.
in. Yeah, okay.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, that honestly, please share that with us. I think that's a phenomenal,
Yeah,
just for us to even kind of give to some of our clients too. Yeah, that'd be
sure. Yeah,
great.
yeah, yep.
Cool. Very good. Other than that, really the only other thing that I want to make sure, and this is the same with the GoCam. I'm not sure if this was something you had that someone went over with you at that time, but you may have realized this on your own. Uh, every single time you turn the camera on, it is assuming that you're starting a new project. If you were to take any scan or photo, it is, and then turn the camera off, it is assuming you've just completed that project, right? So it makes it easy for you to go to property A and then B, simply turning off the camera in between them two. The camera will recognize automatically you started A, you finished A, and now you're at B, right?
Yeah,
Now, that's not to say that you cannot, let's say the battery dies, or you just want to shut off the camera and come back the next day to property A, although you've only done half of property A. At that time, when you turn the camera back on to do the remaining portion, the camera will think that this is a completely brand new project. On the dashboard, after uploading, you'll have to use the merge feature in order to bring the projects together. Now
okay,
you have 14 days to do this. Now you can do this after 14 days as well, but it is a $15 fee for any merges done after 14 days.
okay.
So yeah, just be sure to do it within 14 days and you'll be totally fine. Otherwise, yeah, you can split or merge things together, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last house I did, the cell service in the area was a little bit um low, and so I turned the camera off when I was done at the house, and it asked me if I wanted to upload. I hit yes, and I think it started. Uh, and at some point, I just put it in the bag because I didn't, want to wait there 4 hours for it to upload. I drove home. I think the camera might have been off, or maybe I did just power it off and say don't upload. I don't know, but at some point I got to my office, hit the button, and then
Mhm.
it asked me if I wanted to upload it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I think
So
that was the process. Yeah,
I would never recommend uploading when you're. I have few clients or users that will use their hotspot,
yeah,
or at times I've even heard some people have told me, oh, you know what, the homeowner let me use their Wi-Fi, and I just don't recommend that at all because using a homeowner is you might be stuck there for like an hour and a half,
yeah.
like
Depending on
that's
their internet speeds, and then you have to sit there and have tea,
exactly
tea and
exactly.
muffins with the homeowner and random small talk,
So
and
yeah, I
it's
definitely
awkward.
don't recommend doing that. But
Yeah.
and then the hotspots, the only reason why I don't recommend it
Well,
is
unless you're in a celebrity home that has hot tub, sauna, fitness center, movie theater, then you can sit there and use their Wi-Fi.
that's a really great point as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, by all means, if you're enjoying your time there, then sure, for sure you can upload at the homeowner's place.
yeah,
But a hotspot, you know what? I'm thinking about it now, and I guess it's not a terrible idea because if it doesn't work, exactly what happened to you, once you get to the office, it's okay. You can then just retry the upload anyway.
yeah.
So I guess it's really not a terrible thing to do. You could try via hotspot, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, then no problem. Once you get to home base, start it then. Yeah.
So I don't know if you were going to cover it, but can you tell me the difference in the processing time between the Go and the Pro? And then also,
Yeah.
how long does it take once we hit the generate fly through and generate the
Yeah. Great
video
question.
what the processing time on those are?
Yeah. So processing should remain exactly the same within
Okay.
24 hours. 24 48 hours is what we advertise. Now it's the process going through a property is what could take a user much longer.
Yeah.
So like right now we say it should take you on a GoCam anywhere from 45 minutes to about 2 hours, depending on property size, the amount of scans you want to do. Now, the amount of scans that you need to do with the Pro Cam kind of requires you to be at least there for about an hour to maybe even two.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a slightly longer process. It could turn into even like 2.5, depending on if you're, celebrity home doing a far more scans.
Yeah.
Going over even 100 maybe. So yeah, it could take you much longer in that situation. But on an average, I would say it should only take you about 30 minutes longer, if that.
Okay.
But processing time will be the same.
Okay.
I'm not worried about that. If not, you might get it back a little bit faster, and that is the reason why we have you do the scan view here. So this is something that GoCam already does, and our human editors are in charge of right now. So when you complete a scan, the camera tracks it. When you upload it, this is what our human editors, or the AI and the human editors, are looking at. If they notice that things are a little bit unaligned or crooked or whatnot, they're the ones fixing it.
Yeah.
Now, it's very rare for the camera to track it completely off and it completely goes to a different room. So it's usually easy for our human editors,
Yeah.
Now, this kind of helps them save some time, or the process again, save a lot of time, because you're doing this on the spot. You're confirming that this is correct, and it completely skips that whole process.
Yeah. Okay.
So that should definitely help it come back a bit faster, in theory, at least. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, for the drone footage specifically, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but you have to ask to generate it once it gets back. So once you request to generate it, it's going to take another 12 to 24 hours for that to return.
Okay.
So yes, I would try to do this as soon as possible, especially if you're promising your customers that you're going to give it to them with everything, with the virtual tour and all of that. So yeah, try to do that immediately once you get your virtual tour back. Omit the scans that you don't want before your project is already been processed. I'm not sure if you're aware, but while your project is in progress, oops, sorry. Put this out of the way. There you go. Once your project is in progress like this, you have the ability to click on the project and omit whatever scans you do not want shown in the tour. Now you can do this after your tour is completed as well, but that will prolong the time that it takes for you to have a product, So here, I'm just going to remove this just to kind of give you the example. So just to kind of backtrack a little bit, go a little bit slower. You click on the project while it's in progress. You'll find two drop-down menus, one for still photos, one for panoramas. Now, you can't really do anything at all with your still photos here. It's just really for you to look at a preview in a thumbnail format. Otherwise, I would really just skip this whole thing until your photos come back. But here, you'll see your panoramas. You'll find little eyeballs that if you click on them, a pop-up will come up asking if you want to hide this from or omit this from your virtual tour. Now, the data will still be used for the floor plan, but this is now omitted from the virtual tour.
Got it.
Yeah. So I recommend doing this first. That way, once you get your virtual tour back, you'll know that that's fully ready, and you can simply just click generate on the two videos, which will then come back sooner than later, I guess, right?
Yep.
Now, I wanted to show you an example. I want to see if there's an example for a cinematic video that I might have. Is this no, cheese flat? I'm gonna send you one. I have one right here. Yeah, I think the cinematic video is a really great touch. It's actually my favorite type of video. I think it's good for social media because it's not as long either. Because the drone goes through the whole home,
Yeah.
Which you can cut later on and stuff. But I think
I was gonna say, the drone? Can you export that as an MP4?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Sorry. What is this?
Did you click it or?
No, I have to share. It's a.
Oh, okay.
See this window.
Yeah, be careful. Don't show me your winning lottery numbers.
If I win, I promise the whole world. I'm sharing with everyone. I have no problem.
You say that now.
Yeah, I say that now, right? And that's how 75%.
They were like, "Where'd Sam go?"
Yeah,
I haven't heard from him in a month.
That's great. That's fantastic. Where'd it go?
You're
Just
on a
pulled up.
beach in Tulum or something, hanging out.
Yeah, that would be that. It is that does track. I won't lie. That's something I would do. Uh, but yes, the cinematic video. I know it's here somewhere.
I could see it now with the hat that says D&D on it.
Yeah, and no one bothered me.
Do not disturb.
I may end up. Oh, there you go. No, this is Gaussian splats. Yeah, I may end up having to send you an example.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here are some things that we could take a look at since I already brought this up. We can actually see how the LiDAR creates the video. I believe this is it, but not this one. Then no, this is creating the drone video. Yeah, I want to show you what it looks like when it creates the actual. And I think you would like this when you show it to. I could have sworn it was on this slide deck. I guess they removed it. Sorry.
Well, if you want, if you could send me maybe an email with the link to the video file that we recorded, maybe
Yeah.
send me all the additional assets and I can just add them into
Yeah,
it.
I think that's a great idea. Oh, and I found it.
No.
But yeah, I'm gonna send you the training deck after the call anyway.
Okay.
So feel free to take whatever pieces you want, and the videos are on there as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll send you a cinematic video as well, so you can see that.
Sweet.
But for example's sake, and we were talking about this earlier, and it's the only reason why I want to show it to you. So the video is made off of what the LiDAR it takes in, not really what the camera itself takes in. So
Okay.
it's really connecting all these points in space and slowly creating the visuals of the video itself. So that's why it kind of gives that AI animation look. Because this is not recorded by a camera. This is recorded by data
point cloud.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, which I think is pretty cool. Everyone thinks it's the camera 3D tour that's creating this video, but no, it's the point cloud that's creating the video. Yeah.
There's been a huge I don't know. I have a lot of clients who are not really familiar with technology, and when they mention previous 3D virtual tours, they always call it a video.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not a video, it's the 3D virtual tour. Well, you guys are going to end up taking it backwards. So what they're going to be saying is accurate. They're like, he's here to record the video. I'm like, oh, it's a 3D tour, but it really is now a video.
Yeah, it really is a video now. Yeah. I mean, you still get the virtual tour if you'd like. It's still an option, but yes, you are right. It is essentially the video. I'm really disappointed they did take it away. I don't know why they would take away the example of a cinematic video. Right? Like, no, this is like G splat. Oh, this is it. They got it. They just changed the name for whatever reason. Okay. So can you see what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the panning. So I like this for social media a lot. I feel like I've watched a lot of Instagram reels where this is just aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion. It's just, and you can cut this wherever you want because it really is just a visual panning of each space. It's not really transitioning into another space, right? So if you want to cut this at any point and then put in another scene, it's really easy to do. Yeah.
So there's a term. It's called the Ken Burns technique. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that would be something to maybe ask the developers about as far as another feature request.
Sure.
Because with Ken Burns, what he did, from what I understand, back in the day, like before video, they would take still photos and they would zoom in on them and they would do different pans while they're zooming in, and it would almost give a video effect. And so that is almost that, just missing maybe the slight zoom too. So you have the different planes that it's moving on, but then you add in that kind of 3D by zooming in, and that creates a Ken Burns technique. And it's almost, well, it's not almost, but it's hard to tell that it's not an actual video.
Right, just because it's panning or it's zooming in and then going left.
Yeah.
I get that for sure. And actually, that was the original method in which our team wanted to create the videos. They were going to use the still images specifically to then create the videos.
Yeah.
But it turned out just to be a lot more effective and easier to use the same file that the drone like video is using, but now just using it for
well, it's almost identical to that, just missing that pushing in or pulling out method.
Yeah.
I would say if they could add that at some point down the road.
I mean, it does have like a pushing in, like the first one pulls in kind of.
Oh yeah, right there. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So it definitely still has that. Maybe the zooming out part. I haven't seen any bits that do that. Kind of zoom out. Which
so maybe Ken Burns is not just doing side to side but doing both at the same time.
Right. That makes sense. And some shots you might not even like I didn't even like that bathroom shot. It's too close, right? Like this one right here. Like
yeah.
But by all means, yeah. But those are things you can easily cut out. Like that's an easy one for you to cut out for sure.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Cool. I mean, that's pretty much the spiel. If there's anything else you would like to review, any questions, I'm happy to jump onto the dashboard or anything to kind of give you a.
Yeah, no. I think it's all straightforward. This will be a great video to put out on my channel. I'll have to send you $5 for the tour. I appreciate it.
Don't even worry about it. I'm glad.
Check is in the mail.
Yeah, fair enough.
It'll be a 5-star Google review. But yeah, no, if you could send me all the assets when you can. I sent you a chat with a link to the video I did with Sammy.
Yeah,
it'll be put out later today.
And so this isn't live yet?
Not yet. No.
It says unlisted. Yes.
Yeah, you have it. So I sent it to you. Actually, I sent it to you, Sammy, and Amy. So
nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
that'd be great to look at. Yeah. I have a call with Sammy after this also, so that's great. We can talk about it.
Nice. Tell him I said hi.
I will. We'll do.
So yeah, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. It was wonderful to meet you, and I'm really looking forward to getting the camera and using it, creating some content, seeing the drone video on some of the houses that I shoot. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah, likewise for sure. And look out for that follow-up email. You're gonna have a bunch of walkthrough videos on everything we just went over, even the dashboard. And then there'll be a calendar link at the bottom. Feel free to schedule another meeting with me. I'm happy to kind of go over the dashboard a bit more, as well as any other questions you might have. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing that video.
Yeah. All right. Talk soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Now, this is a version of what they call the cinematic video, and you can get it in 2 formats, I believe. You have a social media vertical kind of video, and then you have a horizontal long form style video, but this would be called the cinematic video that Giraffe360 will provide. And then next we have the vertical drone video. And again, I think you get different formats. You have the vertical and then the horizontal as well.
Thanks, Tom and Sam. Got follow-up questions for Tom or want to engage Tom to scan or consult? Go to www.sparksmediagroup.com or www.scanyourspace.com or post your questions to the We Get Around Network forum at www.wegetaroundnetworkforum.com. Also, subscribe to the Sparks Media Group YouTube channel at Sparks Media Group. For all WGAN TV podcast episodes, look for WGAN TV in your favorite podcast app or go to www.wgan-tv.com. Thank you for watching this episode of the WGAN TV podcast.